Hello guys, welcome to the forecast. This one is for Wednesday and let's get started with the EU pair as usual. So the euro and the US dollar, and this one, well, we had some opportunities to enter. Let me take it back. What I was seeing at this point, I was seeing this nice large push to the downside. So right here I was seeing this, I was seeing a small pullback and I was seeing a continuation. But for me personally, according to my trade plan, this is not enough of a push in this case. I actually wanted to see another candle push down, so this was definitely not enough for me to look for a trade. Maybe some folks had the pending order at this level after this candle formed, but for me, as I said, I was looking for more of a push, for a bigger candle or a continuation candle. Then the price broke the high retraced, and then we broke the low retraced, and now we are stuck between the low and the high. So currently this is indicating to me range bound price action. What this is signaling to me is that we will actually start to get something like this. Also, what I can see is that the prior price action has been pretty crappy, not looking that good. So we had this large range right here, and if you take a look at this price action, there are wicks on the bottom, wicks on the top, gaps, so not really clean candles, and that is definitely signaling to me to be a bit more patient. And when I see evidence of a range, I'm sitting on my hands and I'm waiting. What I am waiting for is a large push up, a nice clean push, or a large push down, then a nice flag. I will also be looking for is if we start to form a nice clean descending, always looking for those, and then a reversal, or a nice clean ascending structure, and then a reversal down, look for a flag to go short. If we do get a larger range, then those liquidity areas will come into play. So the lower liquidity area, the upper liquidity area, where people keep their stops that are trading in the range. So we need to see the price push clearly outside of the liquidity zone. If we just get a small push and then a retrace, that is signaling to me that we will probably continue with this range bound sort of price action. So that's it for EU. Nothing really to say. There was one opportunity, as I said here, I didn't enter it. There was also a reversal opportunity right here. Maybe some folks were looking at this as a descending right here and then they saw a reversal. For me, not enough of a push. I want to see a bigger push right here. I would have liked to see something like this, a really large candle and then a nice tight flag. Okay, let's move on to the euro and the Japanese yen. There was also an opportunity to enter right here, and I was definitely looking at this. What I saw a descending structure right here. As I said, at this point, I was not looking for a long trade because we got an aggressive retrace. I talked about that in the last forecast, so you can check it out if someone hasn't seen it. So we had a descending and then we pushed down, had a small pullback, continued down with some really nice momentum. I really like these three candles. They were all almost a clean close. They were all consecutive, and it really signaled to me that the momentum has shifted to the downside clearly. At this point, I was searching for a nice tight flag, or maybe I was also looking for, a nice tight flag, or I was looking for a slow ascending to the entry point, which would be right at this level. What we actually got, we didn't get a flag, so we actually pushed to the upside, had a small pause and then continued up. This would then enter me in the trade. So this one did not fit my plan because it was just too big of a move. I wanted to see more of an ascending move to the entry point. I wanted to see the price clearly slowing down. So I didn't enter on a bullet or a combo trade. This would be a combo. And then we just continued up. The flag entry candle would be right here. This would be the flag entry candle, and at this point the momentum has clearly shifted to the upside for me in this flag leg. So at this point I was not looking for a flag because of this second leg that just had a shift in momentum. So stayed out of any trades right here. As I said, the prior price action was looking good, but again more valid than high probability. What really what was good about this trade was this large impulse down. But as I said, I didn't like how the pullback formed, so I stayed out of all of the opportunities. Then we broke to the upside, created a huge wick, and now we are starting to retrace. At this point, I would maybe consider taking a flag, but I will need to see definitely a larger range, something like this. Then I would maybe consider taking a flag. What concerns me is that the prior price action, so we broke the high, then had a descending, then we broke the low, retraced, and then we just broke the high. So we had this sort of a V. This is what I really don't like about this trade. But if we do get a larger range right here, I will consider taking a flag. It all depends how the price action forms. I would also consider taking a descending to the entry point, but it really needs to be clean and it really needs to be clearly slowing down in momentum. So if we just get sort of a combo like this is a no trade for me. I don't like this because of these double wicks right here. I have to say this doesn't really look that good. It looks more valid than high probability, so be really careful with this one. What I will be looking for is a large push up. Look for a flag or a nice clean ascending. Look for a reversal. Same thing to the downside, look for a large push down, a flag, or look for that V. Look for a V, range, push down, flag to go short. Or look for a descending and then a reversal to the upside. Okay, now we can move on. Here we have Aussie and US dollar. So right here I was in a trade which was at this level. So right about here. Let me take this back. Okay. So replay. What I was seeing right here, I was seeing a nice clean descending structure. So right here we had a smaller descending inside of a larger descending, and this is a very high probability to reverse to the upside. So I was really liking this sort of price action, and then we pushed to the upside, but we got a huge wick. So I wasn't looking to enter at this level. Right here I was not looking at this because of the huge wick. I wanted to see more of a range, but I did like the reversal. Then we had a pullback and then we continued up, had a clean close, had a really nice candle. And when I see this sort of a candle on the Aussie and US dollar, it usually tends to continue with the uptrend. So when you see these sort of a clean close, nice big candles, it usually tends to tag you in and then continue to the upside. So this was a no-brainer trade for me. Fit my plan 100%. Really textbook trade in my opinion. I placed a pending long order because I was seeing a start of a trend. I was seeing a push, pullback, another push. I saw a clean close. So a clean close means almost no wick or no wick. So I was really happy to enter on this trade. Then I got tagged in and then the price shot to the upside. And I managed to bank I think it was 2.3% on this one. So this was a really nice trade. I really liked it. And then the price broke the high, retraced and reversed to the downside. So there was another opportunity to enter to go short right about here. Maybe some people looked at this and saw momentum down, pullback, another momentum down, and then they placed a pending short order at this level right here. But for me personally, what I was seeing more range bound price action, and that the price was moving to a downside in a corrective fashion. I saw it break the high retrace, break the low retrace, break the low retrace, break the high retrace, break the low retrace, break the high retrace, and then break the low retrace. No continuation in either direction, so this clearly indicated to me that the price doesn't really know where it wants to go. It's just sort of an expanding range for me personally. So at this point I wanted to see another candle continue. Then I would consider taking a trade, but this just was not enough. But if someone had a pending short order, they would be tagged in and they would now be in some profit. So at this point I am seeing if a trend will start down. I am seeing this push down, pull back, and then if we continue down, I will look for a break and retest trade. So if we get a nice push right here, I will definitely look for that break and retest. Or if we get a large impulse down, I will look for a flag, of course. If we start to descend, I will look for a reversal to the upside. If we get a large push up, then that would mean we got a V, something like this. I would look for a range and I would look for the price to continue to the upside. Very high probability pattern, and always forecasting it because it usually tends to work out in my favor. So it's very, very good. Or if we get an ascending structure, I will look for a reversal and the flag to go short. That's about it. Prior price action is signaling to me a range. We are starting to form a start of a trend to a downside. So I am seeing if I can get short, but I need to see a nice clean push right here to look for shorts. Okay, so the Aussie and the Japanese yen. There was also an opportunity to enter right about here. So what I was seeing at this point, I was seeing a start of a trend. Actually, this was trending for me personally. We had a nice large push up, pullback, and then we continue to the upside. For me, I classify that as a trend. And then what happened? Well, I wanted to see a nice tight flag, or I wanted to see a nice clean descending to the entry point. What actually happened, we saw an aggressive retrace. For me, this was a no trade because it just looked like a V reversal. And when we get a huge wick and a V reversal, it usually tends to shoot to the downside. So I stayed out of this sort of price action. Then we broke the high, retraced, broke the high, retraced, and now we are currently stuck between the low and the high, and we are forming an ascending structure. So right here, clear ascending, breaking the highs just with a wick, retrace, breaking the highs with a wick and the retrace. For me, this is a very, very high probability to reverse. I do like this for a reversal setup. So if we get a large push down, if we get that evidence and that conviction, I will be looking for a flag to go short, or I will be looking for that bullet trade or a break and retest trade where the price tags the inside bar right here and then reverses. But I need to see evidence, I need to see that large push down. I will also be looking for a large impulse down and then a flag. If we start to descend, I will be sitting on my hands because this can just signal to us a larger range. When we get an ascending into a descending, it usually signals a larger range. If we reverse, then that would be sort of a V. I will look for a range, impulse up, and then a flag to go long. Or if we start to ascend, I will look for that reversal. This would be very, very high probability since it would be a smaller ascending inside of this, I would say, larger ascending. So this would be very, very high probability if we can get this sort of price action. So that's about it for all of the four pairs. So I had one trade on AU, banked 2.3%, stayed out of many other opportunities because they didn't fit my plan. Some of them would be a win, some of them would be a loss. So it was very nice that I stuck to my plan, but let's see what will happen today. I am looking for some setups, but nothing is looking really, really clean, so being a bit more patient. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.